Howdy, y'all, and welcome to Volume 20 of the Songwriter Sessions here at Wilson Valley Mercantile. Today we've got our host, Ely Buck Davis, and guest joining us, Joel Allan. This is in anticipation of the next Songwriter Roundup here at Wilson Valley Mercantile, which will be May the 21st. Thanks. Y'all enjoy. Joel, Ely, thank y'all for joining me today. Welcome to the 20th volume of the Songwriter Sessions here at Wilson Valley Mercantile. This is, in course, in anticipation of the next Songwriter Roundup, which will be the 21st of May. So, thank y'all for being here today. Joel, tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into songwriting and music and so on and so forth.
Born in Austin, Texas, and lived all over South Texas and Corpus Christi and Freer, and ended up in Lampasas, Texas. But I've been playing music since I was in middle school. I just kind of rock and roll, stuff like that. And then maybe a few years ago, I got really into bluegrass because a buddy had a music festival I went to. And so I've been playing primarily bluegrass and country since then. And that kind of kick-started my starting to write songs. I didn't realize how simple you could write a song. And so I thought I could do that, you know. But that's about it. That's about how I got here.
Okay. So, well, who has influenced your songwriting and your music style?
Oh, man. I'd say John Prine is probably my favorite songwriter that has influenced me and how I write songs, just trying to be kind of goofy, maybe every now and then profound, but not as often as John Prine.
Have fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's cool that a lot of people think it's a new thing of people coming out of like a rock and roll kind of background and then doing country or bluegrass, like Billy Strings. You know, Billy Strings kind of came from heavy metal. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he came from a heavy metal background. Cody Jinks came from the heavy metal scene in Fort Worth. You know, and now he's one of the biggest underground country artists there is. But and I remember thinking, you know, this is kind of a new thing. But then you look back at history, George Jones started out in the rockabilly era.
Oh, really?
You know, the same, yeah. When in fact, his first recording of White Lightning, if you listen back to that first recording of it and see the imagery of the way they were dressed and things, it's kind of that rockabilly, slick back hair. You know, Conway Twitty was in that rockabilly. You know, right with Jerry Lee Lewis and Elvis Presley and all those cats. You know.
Yeah.
And Jerry Lee Lewis even put out some really great country western records, you know. So it's not, I like seeing that though, that people are still coming from a different genre of background and really exceeding in, you know, the country music genre, because it all kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah, I was playing in like a pop punk band when I was like 16 or 17 in Austin.
There you go.
And up for a lot of heavy metal and, you know, what's the word, beatdown bands, as they call it.
Yeah.
Still like some of that music, but right now I'm like primarily focused on country, which is, I see a lot of people just like that.
Yeah. I was never in like a punk band or a pop punk band, but I did used to listen to Green Day a lot when I was in high school, which would blow a lot of people's minds. They are, you know, the kind of music that I write and perform today. But I mean, I could definitely say that was inspiration of, you know, songwriting, you know. John?
I have nothing to add to that.
You didn't listen to Green Day at all?
I could not tell you a single song by Green Day.
Well, so I was a band geek, and on the band bus, I was introduced by all the different band geeks. They're, you know, I was listening to country, but they were like, you know, Green Day, learned about Lucero, who's kind of started out as a grunge band, you know, and Ben Nichols is one of the, you know, best songwriters of our generation, I think, you know.
Now, I can probably come up with some bands you've never heard of, if I were guessing. But
probably.
You can do the same for me, too. So I want to rein us back in here. And one thing, Joel, I've seen that you do that's pretty slick and pretty interesting is the saloon sessions there at Saloon 37. Are you still doing them? And talk about them a little bit. I mean,
yeah, we haven't been doing them for, I'd say, almost a year. We haven't been doing them. It was kind of, I was funding each one for the most part, and I kind of just ran out of funds to keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really happy for what we got. We got quite a few videos of just a lot of my friends and songwriters that I think are undeniable people and songwriters, humans, and just got them a product for free, basically, to them to just put out there and use for promotion and stuff like that. So they're still out there, Saloon Sessions on YouTube, and we got an Instagram. But I would really like to start it up again, but it would have to be, the artist would have to probably pay for the video and sound.
Well, I absolutely understand what it costs to do that, because I mean, maybe you haven't seen our still session videos that we do, which we actually just did a round of them on Monday, and it's a lot of fun doing them, but it's not free.
No.
John, you might find this hard to believe, but I actually got asked to do a saloon sessions.
Did you do one?
Yeah, I did one. I think I did. I may have two. I'm not sure. Maybe just one out there.
I have to go check them out.
Yeah.
I would just bring in my buddy Alec to come film all of them, and he's in charge of posting them too. And so I kind of was not really involved in the whole audiovisual side, but I think we got two of Ely out there on YouTube.
Yeah, I thought they turned out great, and it's a really cool room, nice folks. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was a fun session. That was a big lineup that night, I remember.
Yeah.
How many did you do that night total? Do you know?
At least 4, I think. We were trying to do 4 every night, and so ideally, whenever you're paying for a session, you want to have like 4 hours to yourself to like do them over and over. But we had 4 artists, and we had about 2 or 3 hours to knock it all out. So they would do everyone would play a 30-minute set, and they would play their 2 songs twice, pretty much. And so you had two chances to get it right, which I think you catch a lot of magic first time around, I think.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We've in the still sessions, for the most part, they're single take. Occasionally, we've got a second take that we'll do on those. In the fourth round, which haven't been released yet, they're ready, but I haven't released any of them yet. We had one gentleman that he got kind of choked up in a very personal song. I think it ended up being like 15 or 16 takes before he got it. But I won't name any names. Stephen Perez.
I had to do 2 takes at least. I'm pretty sure last week.
But something coming in the future. Yeah. So what kind of new things and interesting things do you have coming up? Have you got any big shows coming up? I mean, other than the awesomeness that is the Wilson Valley Songwriter Roundup, what other shows you got coming up?
Oh man, I gotta think about it. Tonight I'll be at the Ben General Store. I don't know if this is coming out today or whatnot, but it'll be there 6 to 9 tonight, and then I'm there every Sunday as well. I host an open country jam from 2 to 6, which is awesome. Got a house band, and it's just great to see new musicians every week playing there. And I run some kind of every week. Most weeks I'm at Saloon 37 on Wednesday, either running open mic or open jams there, or I'm doing my own solo thing there. But yeah, this weekend I got a wedding and stuff like that. I couldn't tell you where I'm at next weekend. It's hard to remember everything. I should have for the interview. But
John, we need to do a carpool out to the Ben General Store sometime on one of his jams on a Sunday. So that's a really cool place.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's go.
John could be my DD. I can act a fool.
Why do you get to act a fool?
Well, I know, Ely, you play piano, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh man, I'd love to get you out there and throw you some cash to come play piano for one of the jams.
Oh man.
You know, Ely could show off. There's a piano right behind him.
I'm weird about playing the keys. The piano is my first instrument, but I never played it in public other than recitals when I was in school. And I'm a music major, and so I had to take piano classes in college, and we had to do recitals and stuff. But other than that, I've never played it in public or sang in front of people. It's a whole different ball game for some reason for me. But I do want to get out of my comfort zone and start trying that, because I mean, I've been playing guitar and singing, in public for years. But when I get behind a piano, I get kind of scared. Even though I actually, if I'm at home, I play piano better than I do guitar. But I just don't play it out in public enough,
Well, I've seen you sit down at that very piano several different times and bang out a little bit of music that, as far as I could tell, was perfectly okay.
Well, you were the only one here listening. So
there are some recordings. I could do something with those.
Oh, boy.
Well, one question I like to ask everybody who we do these interviews with, Joel, is what's something that the aspiring singer, songwriter, musician, troubadour, if you will, if you were going to give a or 2 pieces of advice to that person who's starting out, what would that be?
Man, when you mess up, just keep playing. Don't stop the song, and no one's going to know.
Mm-hmm.
That and man, I don't know. Just listen to a lot of different artists, and you'll start hopefully hearing those artists in your own writing. What I don't remember I think it's like the best artists steal from other artists. I forget.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Still from the best.
Yeah.
I think that's a new one.
Yeah,
for the podcast.
We certainly haven't had that bit come up before, I don't think. Some other good ones have been figure out how to pay for it. Find a way to pay for it. Take all the gigs. That was one of them.
Yeah. I also think like if you're mainly a singer and you just strum the guitar, I'd say learn how to accompany yourself. Like practice the guitar just as much as you sing.
Sure.
for gigs, they'll show up if you can play along.
Yeah.
And even take like leads while still playing rhythm and stuff like that. That's really cool. It'll bump you up there.
Yeah, well, that's I mean, certainly some of the folks that I think about that come to the tasting room, when they can spice things up, that takes it to the next level.
Yeah.
Ely, you got any questions?
No, I'm looking forward to the roundup. I think it's almost been a year since we've had you here.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
We had your buddy Dawson
I
not
don't
too
remember
long
when the
ago.
last one was.
Oh yeah, I saw some of Dawson's interview.
Yeah, Dawson's a good cat.
Yeah, man. He's great. We're playing sometime soon. We're always playing. We had a great weekend of shows last weekend, playing all around the hill country.
Nice. Good deal.
Well, Ely, Joel, thank you all for logging on today and joining me for the interview this is the 20th volume of Songwriter Sessions, and looking forward to the next roundup on Thursday. I said it a while ago, but I've already got it, 21st of May.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, John.